overall. He is 132 and 163 in his career. And at Sulphur Springs, now in his 4th season, he is 31 and 11. Adam Arteaga is in his 1st season as the head coach of the Community Braves. And I should have made a note of it, but I know that Brandon said in our chat, and you probably heard it just a few moments ago, that Adam has come here from San Antonio where he was an offensive coordinator, but he is in his 1st season. Last season, these teams played in Sulphur Springs, and the Wildcats won the game 56-7. But Tony Community led that game 7-0 early on. I look back at it; they scored on a recovered fumble.
Yeah, had a little help, but they pushed it in.
And Wildcats got their feet under them by the end of the 1st quarter and had it tied at 7-7. Went on to that 56-7 win. Wildcat starters tonight. Mason Cooper will start at quarterback. Of course, you know that Deuce Timmons went out with an injury on the first play from scrimmage against Salina, but Mason Cooper, the senior, has come in and has done a terrific job. 23 of 49 passing for 154 yards and 2 interceptions. Jackson Hare will be at running back or a wide receiver. 5 touchdowns in the game last week against Paris. 38-35 win. What a game that was. Quinn Harris is the tight end. Jackson Virgil at wide receiver. Deacon Carpenter, also a wide receiver. And Jamorian Jeffrey, also wide receiver for the Wildcats in their spread offense. Wildcats now coming onto the field. On the far side, offensive line, Big Vincent Johnson, going 6'5 and 315, and he is the TCU commit, starts at left tackle. Aiden McCarroll is the left guard. The starting center is Jeff McIntyre. Josh Lopez is the starting right guard, and Dadrian Day Berry is the right tackle. On defense, at the nose tackle, Truth Holmes, who is committed to the University of Texas El Paso. Trey Pennell and Blaine Allen are the defensive ends. The linebackers, Grayson Hardy, who's the Louisiana Tech commit. Zay Godbolt, Alex King, who leads the Wildcats in tackles coming into this game tonight with 47. And TJ Bolden. Cornerbacks are G.O. Ibarra and James Johnson. Strong safety is C.T. Galloway, who is the State 4A Division I 100-meter sprint champion from last spring. Or did I say C.T. Galloway, strong safety? That is correct, although C.T. I think will be out with a concussion that he suffered a couple of weeks ago. The free safety is Creed Wisenhunt, who is the regional 100-meter champion for the Sulphur Springs High School track team from last spring. Creed Wisenhunt, one of the fastest players in the state of Texas. So the Wildcats and the Community Braves. Wildcats last week beat Paris, as you know, 38-35 in a thriller. Community lost to Aubrey 49-7. So if you want to look at comparative scores, the Wildcats beat Aubrey by a score of 45-14. And then Aubrey beat Community last week 49-7. But comparative scores are something that is a little bit risky to engage in, and so we'll leave that as it is. But Sulphur Springs, as we say, is 6-1, and Community is 1-6. Tony Flippin, you refereed football games for 25 years, played some high school football yourself. What are your thoughts on a game like this where you have seemingly a mismatch?
This is hard both sides because it's hard to be. When we played, we were on the bottom side of this, and it's not fun to get ready and go take a whooping, and that's what you're going to do. On the other side, it's hard not to come out cocky, which is why I say this is a classic trap game, and we need to come out. We need to, instill all of our practices and such and get it done, and then as the game pans out, then you can make adjustments.
We're having the coin toss right now at midfield. Our referee is Fernando Perez from the Dallas chapter, and hope that we'll be able to give you the rest of the referees here before we get underway. But we're watching right now the coin flip.
I think we won and are going to take the ball.
McIntyre. Number 48, Carter Anderson. Sulphur
Springs wins the toss. The Wildcats will receive, and we'll be moving from our left to our right. Wildcats will be moving into a pretty good south breeze here at Nevada with cloudy skies and 75 degrees on the field as we start the game, by the way. We're going to come back with the start of tonight's ball game when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
So here's the anthem. So give me probably 2 minutes of spots here.
It's game time here at Brave Stadium. Before the national anthem, we ask for your attention, please, as we pause for our student-led prayer provided tonight by Denise Rios. Denise is a junior at Community High School. In addition to taking dual credit classes, she is involved in the Jesus Club musical theater and the yearbook staff. Ladies and gentlemen, Denise Rios.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together and letting us live another day. I pray over our football team, Lord, and that you will guide and protect us, as well as the Sulphur Springs football team. Lord, I pray that you keep every one of us safe from, every one of these players safe and away from injuries. I pray for everyone here in the stadium to have a fun and safe night here, Lord. I'm blessed to have this opportunity to be leading this prayer tonight. May our actions today reflect teamwork, sportsmanship, and gratitude. We play for your glory and for the love of the game. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Community Independent School District, we take this time to recognize and honor the commitment made by the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces in protecting our freedom around the world. To honor America,
Yeah,
we welcome to our
we're just now getting to the anthem.
McClellan Elementary School 4th grade student, Miss Paisley McKinney, to perform tonight's national anthem.
The fourth grader singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you say, where the dawn's early light would dwell it will, at the twilight's last gleam, whose black stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watch were so gallantly free. And the rockets of color, their flames burst in air, gave through the night that her black was still there. Oh, is that star-spangled and its wave for the land of the free and the
Okay. Wildcats football on KSST, just about to take on the Braves. Somewhere west of Louisville and somewhere east of Royce City. Just had a fourth grader sing the national anthem. Tony,
Yeah,
she
I
did
know.
a darn good
She
job.
did a great job, and she didn't come out under that door with very many inches on her either. She's a pretty small little lady, but she had a big voice.
Big voice
Guts to do.
girl. Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear her 10 years from now.
That's right.
Boy, quite impressive. But
She high fives for leaders. She's a star right now,
That's
so
great.
let her get there.
that's great. But as we say, data somewhere out between Green and Royce City and a little north of I-30, but it's not easy to find. But it is area, Tony.
It is that. I'm afraid they're going to get hurt in this next realignment, and they're not ready for it to be forever.
Yeah, because coming up in February, we have the realignment. Here's the kickoff by Community. It is taken at the 25-yard line. This is Jeffrey for Sulphur Springs, one of the up men in the formation, and he does a nice job, Tony, of returning this off into Community territory. Stayed
right on the sideline and just got to the Wildcat 49 going in. So good starting lineup or starting position to get this day started.
Wildcat on the Community 49-yard line. That's a return of, I make it 26 yards there by Jamorian Jeffrey. And running in traffic, he did a good job of
He did.
picking his way.
Kind of slow motion, but he kept going.
So the Wildcats moving left to right. We're just underway from Community. And the snap to Mason Cooper. Fake handoff, and they're trying to set up a bubble screen over on the far side, and they do not connect as it is
I think
incomplete.
That was Carpenter that they were throwing to. He was looking where he was going to run right before he caught it. Forgot that one thing.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Moving from left to right, and Cooper throwing it out in the flat. Here's another bubble screen. This is Jamorian Jeffrey again, and Jeffrey hurdles a would-be brave tackler, goes down the sideline. Not sure where he stepped out, Tony.
26, it looks like. It's going to be a Hooten Hardware first down. That's
a big gain for Jamorian Jeffrey, and a first down. Tony already told you.
And he did it in a crowd. I mean, he stayed 5 feet from the sideline the whole way and just kept jumping over a couple of them and got there. They finally forced him out.
So 23 yards on the gain to Jamorian Jeffrey. Now all kinds of movement at the line of scrimmage before the snap. Cooper has the snap and throwing over the middle, incomplete. I think we're going to have offsides against Community here.
Should have. They threw it, but you keep going. That's one where if you recognize it early enough, our outside receiver Virgil should have gone to the house and see if you can throw a home run ball. It's going to be 5 yards offside. It's going to be 1st and 5. And we got about a 6'6" or 6'7" umpire in there tonight. I've never seen one so tall.
I think we were too optimistic in saying the 26. I think the 36 is more like it. And so this is from the 28-yard line now. And they swing this one out to Quinn Harris. And Harris going down the far sideline. And Harris all the way for the Wildcat touchdown. Do I see that correctly?
It is. Wasn't anybody out there. We only had one player. Got on to the outside. Well, I say.
Do we have a penalty, however?
It looks like they're going to have a foul. One of our coaches was out there on our lead blocker, so there's bound to be a holding out there.
Holding call, so the touchdown to Quinn Harris is called back.
Yep. It was so open, he had to hold his block for so long, it's hard not to hold. So it's going to take it back to, looks like the 32.
Under the penalty spot, the ball, 32-yard line.
Yeah.
1st and 9 after 2 plays, both with penalties.
Yeah. So touchdown to the Wildcat tight end and slot receiver Quinn Harris over to the far side, in which he was wide open. That is called back. 1st and 9. Here is an open backfield and a snap to Mason Cooper. Throw to the near side is complete, and the gain is inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line.
Gained about 4 to make it 2nd and 5.
That's Jamorian Jeffrey again, who's been extremely busy.
I think we're going to see a whole lot of this tonight, just chip and go.
First possession.
Going into the wind's going to have a little bit to do with it too. We'll be throwing some deep balls when we're on the second quarter.
Wind is somewhat across the field, Tony. It's a predominantly southerly wind, but that would be mainly a southwesterly wind, I think. Here's the handoff to Jackson Hare, his first carry. Hare picking his way.
Got about 2. Should be 3rd and 3.
Gets to about the 26, I would say.
I think that's about right.
Jackson Hare 5 touchdowns in the game last week against Paris. I think all of those, Tony, came out of the Wildcat, taking a direct snap.
I think so. The first one might not have, but the others were, I know. And he got nominated for Player of the Week in the state, too, but I don't know how that came out. I saw something about a vote.
3rd and short, give it to Hare. Left side, Hare lowers his shoulder. He'll have the first down.
Who's where first down right there?
Gets down to about the 19-yard line.
We'll
they'll put it on the 20.
We'll see whether or not when they get down to about the 10, if they go Wildcat and put Jackson at the Wildcat like they did last week.
Right.
I kind of look for that.
Wind continues to blow. I guess that's a northeast or southeasterly wind
A little bit,
primarily.
But it is cross. It's going to help a little to community.
Here's the give to Dobson Martin in a big hole up the middle, and it closes fairly quickly, and he is brought down after
about a
modest gain.
Yeah, about a 3-yarder. They got a hold of him, and he's a little easier to corral if you hit him than Hare is.
3-yard gain, so this is 2nd down and 7. Ball on the far hash mark as they move left to right. Snap to Mason Cooper. Big hole for Jackson Hare. Cutting back. Hare lowers his shoulder, and he's inside the 10-yard line, and that'll be a first down, won't it, Tony?
I believe so. Yep, they moved him. Putin Hardware first down. I think that might have been Dobson Martin. It looks like him going out. Yep, that was Dobson. So it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 10, about the 9. So now we do have Jackson. Now Cooper's in there.
Mason Cooper at quarterback in the shotgun. They give it to Jackson Hare, and it opens up wide open for Jackson Hare.
Putin Hardware first down.
Touchdown Wildcats. And for the first time we get to say here, way to go Wildcats. 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad track says. In fact, way to go Wildcats.
Jackson
6-0.
Scored lots of points in the last 2 weeks.
Well, he has. That was an easy touchdown for Sulphur Springs as Hare was hardly touched. Here's the extra point by Eric Rodriguez, and it is good.
Rodriguez on the
And Sulphur Springs takes the early 7-0 lead on the Community Braves, and this is Wildcats football on KSST.
8:22 remaining the first quarter. 7-point ball game.
It's a 49-yard drive for Sulphur Springs in 9 plays. A 9-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. Extra point by Eric Rodriguez, good. That'll be the 13th touchdown of the season for Jackson Hare. And a 29-yard gain to Jamorian Jeffries. And Jeffries got a good kickoff return to set the Wildcats up at the community 49-yard line.
That's what it got started with.
And so we have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here. And by the way, thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the beautiful red Tahoe in which we made the trip today. Here's the kickoff. It's a short kick and bounces around there, and finally one of the Braves falls on it at about the 30-yard line.
With this crosswind and so forth, those pooch kicks are going to get interesting tonight. So I look for something to happen there.
8:15 in the first quarter, spot the ball.
Wildcats up 7-0. Overcame some penalties on that drive, Tony. Actually had a touchdown called back. A touchdown pass to Quinn Harris was called back.
I was thinking you said 49 yards and 9 plays. That took too long, but we had a couple of fouls in there or something. So
Grayson Galloway is the quarterback for Communities in the shotgun. Play action pass. He's going deep down the middle post and overthrows his man who had a step on the Wildcat defender at the 35-yard line.
that was Wizenut, so he must have juked him because he's not going to outrun him.
That's Dylan Testa, the junior for Community, had 10 receptions, 119 yards coming into the game. Grayson Galloway, the quarterback, some pretty impressive numbers here, Tony. He's completed 65% of his passes, 1,788 yards, and 13 touchdowns. And they keep it on the ground this time, trying to go off right tackle, and the Wildcats throw the ball carrier for a loss.
Little trap play that didn't work, lost about 3, going to be 3rd and 13 now. They bunched everybody in there. When you bunch everybody in with us with no receivers out there where we can put all 11 with you,
yeah,
we're pretty tough.
I've got it a loss of 2 back to the 28, so this is third and 12. Grayson Galloway in the shotgun. They run the spread, of course, like most teams do. Has a back to his left. Fakes to the back, throwing deep again down the middle. And incomplete, and the Wildcat had the better chance there, Tony.
Yep,
and
was Wisenhunt
that's
again.
Creed Wisenhunt again.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the same receiver, but
yeah,
they tried the same pass, and they're 0 for 2 like that. You know, that's not a high percentage, but that may be what they're looking for as a big play too. So it should be a punting situation, 3 and out. Good job by the Wildcat defense.
I think I saw their top receiver, Cash Ellison, just wearing a jersey and shorts before the game. He has 35 receptions for 737 yards and 5 touchdowns. So if he does not play, they'll obviously miss him.
Obviously, that'll hurt. Yeah, I saw one that in warm-ups that was in just street clothes. Looked like a really nice athlete, so I imagine we're talking about the same thing.
Sulphur Springs played Community in both boys basketball in the playoffs last year and baseball, and won both games.
Got a timeout by Community. That's not a very good time to take a timeout, is when you're punting.
7-0, the Wildcats lead. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
If you have friends or family who couldn't make it to the game tonight, be sure to let them know that we are streaming live on the Community Braves Network. Search for Community Braves Network
Good.
in your app store or on your iPhone or Android.
Community just about to punt here, and this is Adam Allred, the punter. 2 men back for the Wildcats. Fair catch.
That should be Gio,
That's
I believe.
Gio Ibarra, who makes the fair catch at the 38-yard line of Sulphur Springs. So pretty good punt there.
Pretty good punt, and if we hadn't caught it, it would have gotten a good bounce too. So great job by the guys.
Wildcat territory, the 38-yard line is the new mark.
That's a 33-yard punt. Pretty good by high school standards.
Yep. So we're going to start at 38.
Wildcats lead at 7-0. 9-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. They scored on their first drive. So Mason Cooper in the quarterback. Hand off to Jackson Hare, going around the left side. Hare down the sideline. Shakes off a tackle, still on his feet, still in bounds, and inside the 10-yard line, they finally drag him down, Tony.
Yeah, he's something else. He just hugged that sideline. Looks like he's going to be about the 19, maybe the 18.
Hard to tell, of course, where he might have stepped out of bounds, but they say he went out at the 18-yard line.
About a 44-yarder, something like that.
Yeah.
However it is, it's a Hooten Hardware first down.
I've
Here
got
we
him
go
for
again.
43 yards on that game.
Okay.
And Wildcats go wide here, and we have our vision blocked by the press box from where we're sitting.
Yeah, we can watch the video when they get in the corner. Looks like it went for a touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
Yep.
We'll check on the identity of the Wildcat that went wide to the right side. I don't think it was Hare, but it might have been. We're sitting on the little platform just outside the press box in the corner of the end zone is the press box itself. We could not see the end of that play. Here's the extra point by Eric Rodriguez, and it is good. In any case, for Sulphur Springs, that's an 18-yard touchdown run.
It's either Jackson or Dobson Martin, one or the other.
So we'll check on that and have it for you, we hope, right after the break. And it is 14-0 Wildcats. And also we should add that the 903 Armin by the railroad track says way to go Wildcats for that.
We had another Hooten Hardware first down, too.
This is KSS2.
We've awarded thousands in scholarships for athletic excellence.
Would you mind going in and asking the PA guy if he had who scored the TD?
A lasting difference in our students' lives. Always thank you for all that the Community Athletic Club does. Thank you for the support of the Community Booster Club.
4, 3, 2, 1.
They're not paying attention and it won't open.
It's a 62-yard touchdown drive by the Wildcats, and we'll have to check maybe at halftime and see if we can get who scored that touchdown for you on a sweep to the right side. Because again, our vision was just obscure. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and again, the Rodriguez kick is a short one, and it is returned to the 35-yard line for Community. It'll be 1st and 10. So 14-0. Wildcats have had their way with the Community Braves here so far tonight.
6:46 left in the first, 14-0.
First, got the ball. Braves territory. Here we go. 34 yards is the first. In 10 Community.
Community moving from right to left, trailing 14-0 to the Wildcats. Ball on the far hash mark. They have the wind at their back here in the first quarter. And a flag goes down. I believe this is Ronnie Wilson, their top running back. Goes off the right side and gets a nice gain to about the 40-yard line.
Didn't stop anything. We may have been offsides. No, the illegal shift, so that's going to come back. 5-yard penalty.
Okay, that was Ronnie Wilson, who coming into the game had 373 yards rushing, 5.2 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. But this moves the ball back to the 29-yard line.
And it looks like they're going to be predominantly run, and that's what you might expect from a team that's got the record like this. They're not wide open and making yards, so they're spread now, but they'd rather run, won't it?
Empty backfield. Grayson Galloway, the junior quarterback, takes the snap. Backpedals, setting up a screen, and there was nobody there.
Nobody
I'm not sure the closest person was a lineman.
There was not a back within 15 yards of it, so I don't know. 2nd and 15 now. That one just didn't develop. He got rid of it to kind of save his neck because we were bearing down on him a little.
Vico Santabanez, the offensive lineman, was the nearest one. He didn't even know the ball was anywhere in his vicinity. He was going on downfield. So now this is 2nd and 15 from the 29-yard line for Community, trailing 14-0 to the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs has scored on its first 2 possessions of the game. Here's a direct snap to Wilson. Ronnie Wilson going off left tackle, and he has a short gain here.
Tried one little back step like a draw to let things develop, but it didn't do much, so it's going to be 3rd and 12.
Gets out to about the 32-yard line. And the tackle there for Sulphur Springs was by Blaine Allen, defensive end. So 3rd and 12, Community still behind the chains here. They have an H-back behind the right tackle, a back to the left of Grayson Galloway. Galloway going to throw deep again. And was this picked off? May have been.
I think that may be Hardy. It is.
Yeah.
Hardy got that one.
Grayson Hardy with the interception. By the way, they have moved him from linebacker back to strong safety.
That I didn't hear that was what it was, but I sure thought that was him. And he made a great over the shoulder, and I guess that's going to be the passing game for Community tonight, is try to beat Wisenut, and safety deep, and it's not they're not gonna make a living that way. I promise you. So we're starting at the 33-yard line going out.
Grayson Hardy, his first interception of the season, has a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think that was in the very first game against Mesquite Poteet.
I believe so.
So first down, Wildcats leading 14-0. And Mason Cooper fakes the handoff, and it's a bubble screen to the far side, and this one appears to be going nowhere.
Yep, that was out to Jackson, and it just never did develop right. It looked like the timing was off, and the line didn't get out there in time, and just didn't work.
Second down and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Spot the ball at the 31.
Well, actually, that's a loss. Yeah,
Yep.
it was tackled behind the line, so this is back at the 31. He did make the catch, but then was for a 2-yard loss.
Got 3 trips right and 1 top.
Second and 12 for the Wildcats. Play action pass, setting up middle screen, and it's complete. And this is Dobson Martin. And Martin shakes off a tackle.
Still going.
And down the sideline in front of us, still on his feet.
Straight up on the 50-yard line. They never did get him. They just pinned him up there. So that's going to be a 2-yard gain and a Hooten Hardware first down and a tough run from Dobson Martin. He gets under everybody's pads, and then Mr. Strong can't get him.
Yeah. I've got it 14 yards to Dobson Martin on that little middle screen with Mason Cooper giving ground, and it was beautifully set, Tony.
Yep, it was. That was nice. They sent it all the trips. They took all the defenders with him and then brought him out of the backfield.
Martin's still in the ballgame here at running it back. Both he and Jackson Hare wear that protective bubble on their head here. It makes them a little bit hard to distinguish, although Jackson, I think, is a little bit taller.
We got a timeout Wildcats this time, I believe.
14-0, Sulphur Springs on top, 3:40 to go first quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Let's remember to play good, officiate, and support. Let Texas play with respect for others, self-control, and true sportsmanship. Athletes are here to learn life lessons, sport, winning, or actions during competition, and understands with character. Live of honor, play the Texas way. Learn to play more and play the
Wildcats at home next Friday night against the Lake Dallas Falcons. It's going to be a big game.
It is. An unknown that we don't ever hear about. We beat them last year. We need to again this year.
Empty backfield here on first down and 10 from the Sulphur Springs 45. Whistles before the start.
That's going against Sulphur. Illegal procedure.
Yeah. False start will push the ball back to the 40-yard line from the 45. You don't hear the term illegal procedure too much anymore, Tony.
No, and I'm old school, and that's what I do.
Yeah. Mason Cooper in the shotgun, fires it out to the far side, and this is Jackson Virgil going down the sideline, and Virgil running free. Virgil all the way to the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. The sophomore, Jackson Virgil.
Hooten Hardware first down. He broke about the 45, and it was pretty obvious there wasn't anybody going to get him. So that timing wasn't right when we tried it on first down, but they cleared something up that time. Great job by Virgil.
That'll be the 4th touchdown of the season for Jackson Virgil, who goes about 6'4", 180. And that is the first touchdown pass of the season for Mason Cooper.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, because we did so much Wildcat running last week.
Right. 20-0 Wildcats. That's a 60-yard touchdown pass on a bubble screen to the far side. Extra point by Eric Rodriguez is good. Wildcats 21, Community nothing, with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter, and this is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support community ISD athletics. At J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most. Your call your future. Just like our brains fight for every win. Here to fight for your personal life insurance.
So the try for Sulphur Springs is 67 yards in 4 plays, 60 yards from Mason Cooper to Jackson Virgil. Great job of running after the catch by Virgil, Tony.
He showed some speed there that I didn't necessarily think he had. He put him down on that one. I'd like to have timed him a little bit.
Yep.
He's a big boy, but he was moving those legs really nice. Looks like we're going to have another one of these huge kicks, see if we get a turnover on the kick.
J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Again, a short kick to the far side. Fair catch called for by Community around the 25-yard line.
I think it was inside it, which means it'll go to the 25, and I'm good with that. When we, which it doesn't matter if I like it or not. I just don't like kicking it to the 35 or the 40 all game. It's not going to. Shouldn't say it, but it's not going to matter tonight. But when you kick it there and don't risk a run back and give it at the 25, that's good. Put it on your defense at that time.
A point of order here is if he had called that fair catch, say, at the 26-yard line, that they would have put it at the 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside the 25,
okay.
It's a spot.
Okay, right.
But anywhere inside, it goes to the 25.
All right. 21-0 Wildcats, still 3:25 to go first quarter. Community with the ball again. And this is Cade Connor, I think, their other good running back. It is Cade Connor. And took a step left and cut it back. It was a nice gain up the middle to the 35, and that's a first down for
them.
Yeah, that's their first down, is it not?
Okay, I think so. James Johnson's got him by the foot there and saved a bigger gain.
We've been saying James Johnson's name a lot lately.
We have.
Cornerback. First down, Braves. That was a good-looking running play to Cade Connor. Ball between the hash marks. They're moving right to left. Snap to Galloway. Handoff again, Connor. And Connor between the tackles. This time he runs into more resistance. Short gain. Alex McCormick with the tackle for the Wildcats, the linebacker who had the game-clinching interception against the Paris Wildcats last Friday night.
Well, they're going to have to do something. I don't know that they're going to do it outside the tackles either, but our defensive line is not really big, but they look big against that offensive line.
From the 38-yard line, this is second down and 7. Again, they give it to Cade Connor, trying to go right, and he is bottled up and brought down near the line of scrimmage.
About a yard gain. I think it's going to be 3rd and 6 now. Under 2 minutes in that first quarter, and the clock's running. Third and 6. Let's see if the Wildcats hold them here and get another punt.
Braves up to the line. Empty backfield with Grayson Galloway in the shotgun. Everybody else wide. And he shovels it to Cade Connor, going to his right and cutting it back, but he will be short of the first down.
They'll probably go for this. I would if I was them. Try to get a little positive.
Up to the 43-yard line he goes. 4th and about 2.
Yeah.
In their own territory. The 44-yard line. So let's see.
4th and 1.
Yeah, more like 4th and 1.
Based on the pin, or the down marker, which may or may not be good. So looks like they may be called timeout because they're only 8 seconds left. Well, no, they're going.
Up to the line, 4th and 1 from their own 44, trailing 21-0. And they had a different quarterback in there that time, and he heads off, and it's going nowhere. The Wildcats not given any ground at all, and Sulphur Springs will take over in community territory about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, there wasn't much to that. We're going to have to apologize for those watching streaming. We've got a young man that doesn't care anything about the football game that's crossing over in front of the picture. So our apologies there.
They brought in, for whatever reason, Rory Cockerton as the quarterback on that play, or I don't know, perhaps he was supposed to be a Wildcat type back, but he handed off. Wildcats take over at the community 44-yard line, first down, leading by 21-0.
26 seconds left in the first quarter, so unless something big happens, this will probably be the last play of the first quarter.
Mason Cooper at quarterback, fakes the handoff in the pocket, now moving to his right, still looking downfield, and he is going to be caught from behind and brought down for a loss.
Had a yard, two-yard loss. Thought he was going to get out and developed. Everybody went deep.
Kevin Shamuiwa.
So that's going to be the end of the first quarter with the Wildcats leading 21-0.
Sacked by Kevin Shamuiwa for the Community Braves. Of 2, 2nd and 12. In the quarter, Wildcats lead 21-0. This is Wildcats football on KSSC. Okay, good. Very good. See if you could speak to that young man and ask him not to cross in front of your camera. To the second quarter, Wildcats football. This is KSSC, and our sponsors are Alliance Bank, BT Medical, National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, PPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the Roadworks. Proud to have them as a sponsor of Wildcat football.
Second quarter, what wind is helpful is above with us this time, a little like John Mark said, a little crosswind.
Snap to Cooper, play action pass. Retrice has a man wide open at the 50-yard line.
18.
And that's another Wildcat touchdown, and that is Jamorian Jeffrey.
Perfectly thrown ball by Cooper, and that's what you do when you've got the wind. Who's hardware first down for the Wildcats?
46-yard touchdown pass from Mason Cooper to Jamorian Jeffrey. And 03 Farm and Feed by the Railroad as way to go Wildcats. For that down pass, perfectly thrown ball, Mason Cooper. Jamorian Jeffries had a step on his man. Matthew Jeter will snap. Mason Cooper holds, and the extra point kick.
It's good, I believe.
By Eric Rodriguez is good, and it is 28-0 Wildcats with 11:52 to go first half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. It ought to be.
There you go, Matt's up, going to try to jump over the young man's head.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
28-0 Sulphur Springs over Community. Community coming into this game, Tony, 1-6.
Daddy, Baker's here. Look, there's in a box truck. Look, he's in a parking lot. Daddy, Coda and Baker are here. Dad, look.
15-yard line is the mark. First, 10 community. So the carry cover for the Braves, met by Wildcats number 24. What up, Squirrel? Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Riley, Coda, and Baker are here. Riley, Baker's here. Mommy, Baker is here. Baker and Coda are here. Riley, our Bakers are here. Look, Baker's here. Mom, Baker's here.
Carry by number 32.
Amy, Baker.
1-yard gain, 3rd and 3.
Amy, Coda and Baker. Look, here they come. Mommy. Coda and Baker.
Okay, bro.
Mommy, I got Coda and Baker.
Start the ball 32-yard line. That is a first down.
Get as many napkins as you think and then grab a couple more.
All right, at 9:30 on the clock. All right, John, make your way down. All right, John, wait that on.
First down. Local on the field, covered by number 2, Grayson Hardy.
Make your way down, please. Thank you.
Grayson Hardy.
Yep. Going to start at the 36-yard line going in. So Wildcats got in it. And we had a bunch of people ganging up on the tackle, and they were stripping the ball, which is what you're supposed to do.
Hardy had an interception in the first quarter, leading to the 3rd touchdown for Sulphur Springs. So now he covers a fumble at the 36. Wildcats threatening once again, leading 28-0.
I think Dobson Martin's running back now. Yep.
And play action pass. Throw over the middle, complete, and there's another touchdown for Sulphur Springs.
That's Quinn Harris, just a little post pattern, and they had one receiver get him. So Cooper's 2 for 2 with the win and 2 touchdowns. So Hooten Hardware first down for the Wildcats from 36 yards.
36-yard touchdown pass from Mason Cooper, and 9-0 farm and feed by the railroad track. Says, way to go Wildcats for that touchdown that makes it 34-0. Eric Rodriguez, who's been perfect on his extra point, has it teed up, and the kick on the way. And it is good. 35-0. Sulphur Springs with 9:25, Tony, left to go until halftime.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game the rest of the way because community's getting a little frustrated, as you would think, and referees are going to have to start being like boxing referees now, and after every play in there, break them up a little bit. It's hard for us not to say something, being athletes. But, you got them outmanned, you got them pinned to the mat. Now let's just get the clock rolling, get through with this game, stay uninjured, and go to next week.
So we're just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here. So that play looked very similar to the one Jory and Jeffrey just a short time ago.
I think they just flipped personnel, and it was the same throw, just a straight post from the right slot. They had really good protection both times from that big line.
Right, great point. Eric Rodriguez advancing on the ball. This one he kicks deep, and it will land at about the 2-yard line, and the receiver not sure what to do about that. He picks it up, and is he going to out of the zone? Maybe not.
He's still going to be a touchback because he never controlled the ball. Unless they consider that he batted the ball in the end zone, it'll be a touchback. And I hope that's what they give them. You don't want to stomp on them while you're down. Yep, they're going to say he took it. So it is a safety.
He is the referee's microphone was breaking up there.
That's what's got to happen is the rule is what puts the ball in the end zone, and what they ruled was that he batted it about the 1 trying to get control of it,
right,
and that he put the impetus on it to go in the end zone and then didn't get back. If they had deemed that the kick, you can touch it wherever, and if the kick puts it in the end zone, you can get tackled and it's just still a touchback because you didn't put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
So I wish we'd have been able to hear his explanation, but I'm sure that's exactly what he said, and with that being deemed, they did it right. So now they're going to kick from the 20. We're going to start over.
Wildcats lead at 37-0. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay.
This is where the crew gets messed up because the referee has to walk the length of the field. We don't like that. Usually when we have a score, we don't. Everybody else has to go walk.
9 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're about to have the J-High Chevrolet kickoff, but this time it's on free kick following the safety. And Community is kicking off to the Wildcats, and the Wildcats lead at 37-0. Here's the kick. And it's a deep
kick. Nice kick.
Dobson Martin has to go back and field it over his shoulder, and here's a nice return by Dobson Martin from about the 25-yard line to the 50.
Straight up on the 50, and if number 20 doesn't get him, he may still be running and getting around that goal line. He had a head of steam up. Made a great over-the-shoulder catch because that was a line drive kick, but it had some foot into it.
He really did, and kicked it into the wind.
Yep.
From the 20 to about the 25, so 30, 55 yards maybe he kicked it.
Could have been all the way to the 20 by the time he caught it. It would have gone to the end zone as hard as it was, but a great over-the-shoulder catch. So we're going to set up dead at midfield, I think.
Dobson Martin is back like an outfielder chasing a fly ball down toward the center field wall there. Caught it, reversed his field, made a nice return of about 25 yards or so. First down at the 50 for the Wildcats. And going right to left, and a big hole up the middle.
Again.
That's Dobson Martin. He has a big gain to the 36-yard line.
Another Hooten Hardware first down, straight up the middle. They're just going to let him keep going with it.
14-yard gain. Mason Cooper again handing off.
Same thing.
This is Dobson Martin off left tackle down to about the 31-yard line for a gain of 4. And we may see the Wildcats keep it on the ground here quite a bit.
We're going to. And even that's not going to keep the score down.
High snap to Mason Cooper. He leaps up, brings it down, and then decides to keep it himself, picks up a couple of yards to the 29-yard line.
They're going to give him a Hooten Hardware first down, I believe. The lineman is heading. Yep, there they move the chain.
Now, that was an empty backfield, however.
Yeah, and it was a little high snap, so the timing was off, and Mason did a good job turning it and got the first down. So, again, Hooten Hardware first down going to the 19 or 29.
Wildcats leading 37-0. Still in the second quarter. Handoff Dobson. Martin right tackle. Martin breaking into the secondary, and he's going to score standing up. Mercy.
Into the end zone
Boy, oh boy, I got a feeling we may just have a running clock in the second half.
We may do it, and I mean, that's the deal. We're running the ball between the tackles, and that's a show of sportsmanship, but you can't just say go 5 yards and drop to your knee. You can't do the kids this way, and they wouldn't want it done that way. But it's just a matter of this is just talent level is excessive.
Dobson Martin, 29-yard touchdown run for the Wildcats. Extra point by Eric Rodriguez. Perfect, as always. 44-0, Sulphur Springs. 7:47 left to go in the first half. And have to say also that 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad track says way to go Wildcats for Dobson Martin's 29-yard touchdown run, which, by the way, is his third touchdown of the season. Wildcats football on KSST continues after this. Just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. We say thanks to J. Hodge for providing the beautiful red Tahoe in which we made our trip today through the winding roads of Western Hunt and I think Eastern Collin County into Nevada. We sit almost on the line here of Hunt and Collin County. I'm not sure at this particular point which county it is. 44-0, the Wildcats. Here is the kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, going to be taken at the 8-yard line, returned back up the middle of the field, and not going to get past perhaps the 15, although he was knocked back and then kept his feet and then made a second run at it. And gets out to about the 16-yard line. Good. Wildcats just dominating community in every possible way here, and just it is a total mismatch. 44-0, and we are not even midway through the second quarter. And the bad news for community is they have to play Salina next week.
Territory first.
At Salina. So they start from their 16-yard line. The Community Braves. They are going from left to right into the wind here in the second quarter. Handoff goes to Ronte Wilson, off right tackle. Wilson, nice gain, and still on his feet actually. Thought he was down and kept going. So that was a good looking run by Ronte Wilson out to the 28-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain for Wilson. Coming into the game with 373 yards rushing, 5.2 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. So that's a first down for the Community Braves. They haven't had very many, but they've had a few. We might count up the plays that the Wildcats have run versus the number of plays Community has run at halftime. That would tell a story. Again, Ronte Wilson going off left tackle, taking the handoff up to about the 30-yard line. And on the tackle for Sulphur Springs, actually several guys had a piece of that tackle, but Zay Godbolt, senior linebacker, led the charge. Wilson got to the 29, so that's just a gain of 1. And it'll be second down and 9. Clock is rolling, 6:18 to go in the second quarter. 44-0, Sulphur Springs. Wildcats have scored on every possession. Snap to Grayson Galloway, play action pass. Again, they're going to try to go deep, and a leaping effort there, but unable to bring it down was the young man they've been trying to get it to all night. That's Dylan Testa, but well cut by the Wildcats back there. I think that would be Creed Wisenhunt, the free safety, back there with him, but also Grayson Hardy, who's playing strong safety tonight in the absence of C.T. Galloway. Galloway, who suffered a concussion in the game versus So they're taking maximum precaution in bringing him back. Second down and 9, third down it is, and it's a screen pass into Ronte Wilson, and he had a couple of blockers in front of him, but he lost it, and he goes down. Alex takes the tackle, outside linebacker for Sulphur Springs. Coming into the game, Alex led the Wildcats with 47 tackles this season and 3 tackles for loss. So punting situation once again for Community Braves. Wildcats have 2 men back. This is Adam Allred, the punter for Community. Punting into the wind. This is a high punt, but not going very far. Out of bounds, somewhere past the Community 40-yard line. We'll see where they say the ball went out of bounds. Looks like the 42. Wildcats will have the ball at the Community 42-yard line. So that's a punt of, if that's correct, only about 9 yards. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, about a 9-yard punt there into the wind.
42-yard line, Braves territory. 5:12 remaining in the half.
So Wildcats at the Community 42-yard line. Sulphur Springs started their last 3 drives out. The Community 44, the 37, and the 42. $44-0 Sulphur Springs. Mason Cooper standing there at quarterback. Wildcats. They go off tackle here on first down, and that's Dobson. Martin a yard. Well, maybe a couple to the 40, I suppose. So second down and 8 for Sulphur Springs at the Community 40-yard line. Wildcats moving to end zone at Mays Field with a pretty strong wind at their back, somewhat from the opposite corner of the field, so it's a southeast wind. Mason Cooper in the shotgun, gives it to Dobson Martin over the right side, and Martin through the resistance at the line of scrimmage, and the secondary stiff arms a man inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line.
Hooten Hardware first down there, and that boy just doesn't have but one speed. He gets after it.
So that's a 22-yard gain there by Dobson Martin. Martin had a 29-yard touchdown run on the Wildcats' last possession. And here they are, first down at Community 18-yard line. Ball on the far hash.
Trips left. Empty backfield.
Mason Cooper in the shotgun, setting up the screen pass to Deacon Carpenter. Carpenter breaks the tackle into the secondary, across the 10, down to about the 7-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 1, stayed in bounds, kept the clock running. We want the running clock.
Yeah.
The happy clock.
Oh, man.
9-yard line. 2nd and 1.
They marked him at the 9. I thought he'd picked up another couple of yards there.
Yeah, we're at such an angle here, we can't get a real good read on it.
Also, we're looking through a fence, looking through a chain link fence. So I'm going to stand up. And here's the play action pass through the middle into the end zone. Yes, I think so.
I think that was Deacon, maybe.
Yeah, it is Deacon Carpenter.
Is, yeah. Fake on the half, pulled it back. Deacon ran a little the middle and caught it. Hooten Hardware touchdown. Or Hooten Hardware first down, I'm sorry.
Touchdown, Deacon Carpenter, his 2nd touchdown of the season. Mason Cooper's having quite a night here.
He is.
Throwing the ball. And once again, we tell you that 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad track says way to go Wildcats for that touchdown that makes it 50-0. Extra point here by Eric Rodriguez of the hold of Mason Cooper and the snap by Matthew Jeter. Once again, it is good. 51-0 Sulphur Springs with 3 minutes to go in the first half. And this is Wildcats football on KSST.
Wildcats to go ahead and run the clock.
Yeah.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
44-yard drive for the Wildcats after the short punt by Community. And 4 plays is all. Deacon Carpenter, 19. It was a 9-yard pass from Mason Cooper, a bullet over the Deacon, breaking in, I think, from right to left, slanting in. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Eric Rodriguez. And this time going to be taken at the 6-yard line. And the return out across the 15 to about 40. The 17-yard line.
40 of the Wildcats.
Riley Hughes came in and shoestringed him.
Riley Hughes.
Doesn't the conditions that we've got right here for broadcast make you appreciate that Bill Bradford, the press box at home we're going to be in next week?
It sure does.
We're going to get a little spoiled next week there and then go to the Star the week following. We don't know what that's going to be like.
Right.
It's not going to be like this.
It is a pleasant night, though, I must say. We are outdoors, as you can probably tell by hearing the wind, and we have a little platform that sits just outside the very small press box here. We maybe have about 10 feet of space for ourselves here. And on first down, this looks like Galloway keeping the ball. The quarterback.
He pitched it inside the back, but I couldn't see who it was. But he pitched it, and Truth Holmes just swallowed him up when he got to him. Yeah, that's a safe. He pitched it in front of him, so that's a safe pitch because it goes as an incomplete pass if they drop it in the mesh.
Right. So second down and 9 for Community.
Clock is rolling. We'll have the 2-minute timeout after this play, I'm assuming.
Tony, you stepped away for a moment. I pointed out that Community has to play Salina next week.
Bless their heart.
At Salina.
Yeah.
Snap to Grayson Galloway. And he swings it out to Ranty Wilson, the running back, who makes the catch, but he is brought down almost immediately.
We had a sandwich between Zay Godbolt and Truth Holmes, and all he did was fall to the ground. So he got a 2-minute timeout.
We're at the 2 minutes timeout.
No gain on that play, so when we come back, we will have third and 8 for Community at their 18-yard line. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Instagram, our handle is Community ISD.
Whew. Football on KSST, brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks. And it's 51-0 Sulphur Springs with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Third and 8 for Community. 10-yard line, Grayson Galloway, the quarterback out of the shotgun.
And he caught it out. 47.
It is caught.
It's going to be a first down.
At least close to a first down. I do think he's got it.
Past him. That's to the 28-yard line.
This is Alex Kriska who makes the catch.
Spot the ball at the 28.
And the better part is he stayed in bounds. Each team has 2 timeouts left, but I know Sulphur Springs will not be using any of theirs. I doubt that Community will unless they break something.
First down, and the snap to Grayson Galloway, gives it to Ranty Wilson, trying to go off left tackle, but the Wildcats come up and blast him. Making the tackle for
it's locked. Tap on the window.
the Wildcats on that play. It was Zay Godbolt, the senior linebacker. Loss of 2.
Going to have to run one more play, it looks like.
So for Zay Godbolt, that is his fourth tackle for loss so far this season.
2nd down and 12.
Clock is down to 34 seconds here in the half. Handoff to Ranty Wilson. Nice move there. Cutting to his left and sheds a couple of tacklers as he goes across the 30-yard line up to about the 32.
That should do it for the half. 17 seconds left and the clock's running. I would think that they might snap it when it gets low, but I figured we're going to go to halftime at 51-0.
Under 5 seconds, and they're going to run off the field here and let the remaining few seconds tick away. So 51-0 Sulphur Springs after one half of football here in Nevada tonight. Total domination by the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, and we'll come back and recap this first half when Wildcats football continues after this on KST. See if we can catch one of the coaches when we come.
Yeah, I was going to. Here's the second score.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a running.
Oh man, you guys.
I mean, we're not going to score. But the thing is, you can run off time.
Coach, who had that second touchdown?
Second touchdown.
Wide sweep to the right.
It was running.
That was Quinn Harris.
That was Quinn?
Yeah, we dumped it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a little pass there. A little,
all right, thanks.
Pass.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I did too. But Wildcats football on KSST, brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad track. The Blue Blazes and the Wildcat Band have taken the field, and so we're going to be bringing you their performance here at halftime. And when they are done, we'll recap the considerable scoring that the Wildcats did there in the first half. We did find out that second touchdown that we couldn't quite see was by Quinn Harris. We thought it was Jackson Hare or Dobson Martin, but it was Quinn Harris, and I guess that was a touchdown pass then for Mason Cooper.
Yeah, if it was, it would.
And he's had, 4 or 5, count them up here at halftime. Blue Blazes taking the field now with the Sulphur Springs Band in support of them, and let's listen to their performance.
This historic line includes Junior Lieutenants Jaylee Johnson and Abby Noguera, Senior Lieutenant Irma Moreno, Co-Captain Kara Fagan, and leading your Blazes onto the field, Captain Emma Palacios. The Blazes want to recognize this week's Julia Wilhite State Farm Blazes of the Week, the Sergeants. Spirit Girl of the Week, Cassidy Smith, and this week's Spotlight teacher, Miss Debbie Stribling. The Blazes can't thank their sponsors enough for their ongoing support this year. Nations Lending, Corner Grub House, RG Hauling, J&D Dozer Mulching, Nottingham Dodge, Larry and Sherry Finney, the Fuller family, the Palacios family, Highway and RT Construction, the Sign Shop, House of Barbecue, Wyatt's Towing, Credit Union of Texas, HTO, Honda's Home Services, DNS Customs, Capital Cornerstone Renovations, and Morris Laundry Services. Also, they want to send a special shout out to their gentlemen in the field and their managers. Blue Blazes are under the direction of alumni member Miss Meredith Dial and assistant director, alumni member Trinity Martin. Now join the Blazes as they step up the excitement with an entertaining step routine to I Get Around.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they come, the back state finals. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band. The band is being led onto the field by drum majors Shannon Gibson, Rafael Flores, Anthony Small, and Charles McKee. The Wildcat Band would like to recognize this week's section of the week, the Low Reeds. And this week's band members of the week are Natalie Campos, Alex Tellez. Tonight, the Wildcat Band is their 2025 season, presenting their UIL competition show, Stained Glass, a musical journey demonstrating the beauty and artistry of these beautiful windows and what they represent. Thank you to all of our band patron donors and parents who have been instrumental in our success this year. Now sit back, enjoy the Sulphur Wildcat Band, and Stained Glass. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Band. The directors for the band are Allison Martinez, Zachary Griffin, Cody Brown, Brittany Robinette, Steve Proctor, Connor Dahl, and Marshall Lowe.
Sulphur Springs Wildcats band at the community high school football stadium here tonight at halftime, performing for you. Before that, the Blue Blaze, with the Wildcat footballers leading 51-0 at halftime over the Community Braves. We'll take another break and we'll come back and recap the first half and look at the second half coming up when Wildcat football continues after this on KSS. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Little difference in the size of the teams.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Community High School proudly presents the Beauty of the Braves, the award-winning Dazzling Dames. The Dames are under the direction of Miss Ali Pinta.
Wildcats football on KSST brought to you by Alliance Bank, PT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the Railroad Tracks. Thanks to all those good sponsors of Wildcat Sports. So 51-0 at halftime. Wildcats, Tony scored on 8 possessions of the first half.
Not surprising. I mean, what we were trying to keep from saying before the ball game came about was this is what to expect, and it's not being braggadocious or anything. Right. This is just one of those lopsided situations. Bless Community's heart, they should be in 4A1 and they're liable to even move up next realignment.
Right. So Jackson Hare for the Wildcats on their first possession, a 9-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0. We did learn that Quinn scored the second touchdown. Our view was obscured by our position here just outside the press box. The press box itself blocks our vision of the field somewhat down in that corner. But it was some kind of screen pass.
That would be just a little dump pass. We thought it was a run.
And he went wide to the outside, and that was a 18-yard touchdown pass. So with that being a touchdown pass, then Mason Cooper has thrown 5 touchdown passes in the first half.
He's taking over for Jackson Hare from last week.
Grayson Hardy had an interception for Sulphur Springs. That set up a 60-yard touchdown pass on a bubble screen from Mason Cooper to Jackson Virgil to make it 21-0. And then the Wildcats got it back following a punt, short punt, and it was a 46-yard pass. Mason Cooper to Jamorian Jefferson. That was a post pattern.
Yep.
28-0 Wildcats.
Pardon me.
Then Quinn Harris got his second touchdown. This was a 36-yard pass. I think that was also a post.
Also a post, it sure was.
Coming out of the slot to make it 35-0. There was a safety on the kickoff as the return man for Community touched the ball about the 2-yard line and wasn't quite sure what to do and chased it back into the end zone. The Wildcats tackled him and ruled a safety. 37-0. And then after the kickoff, or the kick by Community, Wildcats headed at the 50-yard line. They got a 29-yard touchdown run by Dobson Martin to make it 44-0. And then the final touchdown was a 9-yard touchdown pass from Mason Cooper to Deacon Carpenter, slanting in from right to left.
Sophomore.
the sophomore and outstanding Wildcat baseball player. So 51-0, the score here at halftime. And Tony, I really hope, just for everyone's sake, that we see a running clock in the second half, but that's not necessarily how it will go.
The protocol is you're supposed to get the approval from the team that's down,
right,
and so forth, and then you would be talking to Coach Faircloth as well. You touch it with kid gloves because you don't want to make anybody mad and act like you're trying to get out of here. But no kid deserves to be humiliated like this. And, this is where, after I had plenty of experience, I would take it on myself if the coaches didn't do it. You can tell your men on the sidelines they're not out of bounds when they run out of bounds. You keep winding the clock, and when it's an incomplete pass, you can wind it. When they say something, then you can stop it a little bit, but you can do it on your own, and I did it many times.
Adam Artiaga is the head coach for Communities in his first year here in Nevada.
And what you're going to see, too, the rest of the half is not a very good product because you're going to see handing off going right over the center of the two guards. And the problem is when we did that some in the second quarter, we might score from 25 yards, too. So, again, you can't tell them to lay down, but you can quit designing and running trap plays and play action passes and things like that. And I trust that Sulphur Springs will do the right thing and not do that. They have to do their part of sportsmanship too.
Community had a few decent plays offensively. They ran the ball fairly well at times.
They did.
They've been trying to go deep all night long, and they've never been able to connect on that play. They've had a post pattern they've been trying to hit on, and Grayson Hardy got an interception on one of those. Yeah, so 51-0 at the half. Community is 1-6. As we told you, they have one win over Fort Worth Western Hill, which that doesn't say a lot for Western Hills.
No, it doesn't.
45-7.
And they had to be have a happy night. I hope it was here at Brave Stadium for it.
They have lost 56-9 to Dallas, 63-21 to Panther Creek, and 49-7 to Aubrey in district play.
It's hard to keep coming to practice every day.
I tell you, I want to say
that shows a lot about character.
Absolutely, it takes a lot for those kids to keep coming out and pretty well knowing that they're going to get a whipping on Friday night, and yet to come back out to practice the next day and stay with it.
Do your job and try to make things better and get a little bit of a culture.
I admire that.
You bet.
I think it was just in 2022 they were in the playoffs. They had a 5-5 regular season, or maybe it was 6-4 regular season, and then lost in the by-district to finish 6-5. But
they're in the district of doom with us because 3 teams in the top 10 for most of the year, and it's just, and in Paris, is right there. So they really got no chance to win a district ball game. That probably going to be 2 years in a row. I didn't look at last year's, but they probably went 0-6 in district last year.
I believe that's right. Other area games tonight, and a lot of games are being played here on Thursday night. I have to remind ourselves that it is Thursday night. Eustis at Commerce tonight. That'll be a blowout for the Tigers. Rains at Malakoff. Cooper at Alba Golden tonight. Sims Bowie at Cumbie. Como Picton at Bowles. Now, I read that Mount Vernon and Winsboro are going to play Friday night.
Yep,
but they're starting a little early.
There.
6:30. Mineola is open this week.
I've got Cooper leading Alba at halftime at 30-0. Como is up 14-12 at halftime over Quinlan. Cumbie is up 24-6 over Sims Bowie. Malakoff 33-0 over Rains at halftime. Commerce 37-0 at halftime. That's another running clock.
Yep.
Mount Vernon's tomorrow with Winsboro, and Van against Pittsburgh tomorrow evening too. So not everybody's doing it. Some of them are running in the afternoon tomorrow. I know Allen is playing Prosper at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So the heck with school.
Interesting.
We got a football game to go to.
Oh, man. So college games this weekend. Friday, North Texas at Charlotte. That'll be, of course, Friday night. Saturday at 11, SMU now playing in the ACC at Wake Forest. These conferences give me a pain. Now, Tony, they're spread out all over the country.
Everywhere. There is no geography anymore.
At 2 o'clock, Connecticut at Rice. There's another wide-ranging rivalry there. At 3, Oklahoma State at Texas Tech.
Shouldn't be much there.
Yep.
Oklahoma State's suffering.
Yeah, they are down.
But Tech can't throw their tortillas tomorrow, so it could get critical.
3:15, Texas at Mississippi State.
That'll be a good ball game.
Yeah. Baylor at Cincinnati at 3, and that's on ESPN2.
Should be good.
6:30, Texas A&M at LSU.
That's always worth watching.
Classic rivalry.
Down in the bayou at night.
Yep.
Strange voodoo women right there.
Right. That's on ABC. At 7, Houston at Arizona State, and that is on ESPN2. East Texas A&M at home, homecoming game against their old rivals, Stephen F. Austin.
Okay, old coach, too.
And Cody Carthel, right,
Yep.
Former head coach.
And
Colby
they won
Carthel.
last week, didn't I see?
Came from 21 points behind to beat Incarnate Word. Yeah,
Yep.
42-45 was the final there. But Lions at home at 6 tomorrow evening against their old foes, the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. Lady Cat Volleyball, they are 29-9. They are 8-1 in the district. They are tied for the lead with Texarkana Pleasant Grove. They played this afternoon at Bonham at 4:30. I imagine that they won, but we do not have the score on that. Hope to have it in the morning for you. But I believe that is the final district game, and so they, in all likelihood, will end up tied with Texarkana Pleasant Grove, and I presume they will have a playoff, Tony, for the district championship.
I would think that would be.
To be announced, but possibly, I would guess, on Tuesday, so we'll be watching for that. But under Bailey Dorner, Lady Cats having another great volleyball season.
I'm checking my source to find out who won this afternoon.
I wish you would, and pass that along to us if you find out. 51-0 here at halftime. The community band is still entertaining the fans here, but I think their performance will be coming to an end shortly because the clock is about to run out on the scoreboard here.
They play tomorrow, volleyball.
That's right, tomorrow.
We think
Right.
everything's going on with the same day as the Wildcats.
That's right. It is tomorrow. You're quite right. This is Thursday night. We have to keep reminding ourselves. Very good. So we'll be back with the second half here shortly. 51-0 Sulphur Springs over Community, and this is Wildcats football on KSST. I'd say a 2-minute break here would be fine.
Liable to be some football players in band.
Yeah, I see one.
No, I'm saying some in a band uniform that choose to be in the band.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's healthier. I think Matt's friend has gone home.
Yeah, he's. Wildcats football on KSST. Sulphur Springs Wildcats coming back out onto the floor. Tony, pretty good crowd of Sulphur Springs fans found their way to Nevada.
It is there. It's a smaller set of stands than we're used to, but I really am surprised and pleased that we had that many come, because knowing this kind of a game, playing on Thursday, a lot of variables that could have said, well, we'll just stay and watch it online. And so a good showing by the Wildcat fans, which is really no surprise. We always support our athletics, but especially when we got a winning year going like this.
Wildcats will be at home next Friday night against Lake Dallas. Very competitive team, and that should be a terrific ball game. Friday night.
Yep. And important.
And an important
Very
game.
Important. We can't afford another one. We got it. We need to go in on a high note going to the Star against Panther Creek, because I guarantee you they're going to be ready for us, and we better have our best with it.
You were showing me the standings in the district that we are paired up with for by district. Of course, that is Dallas, Carter, and Kimball. Can you pull that out?
See if I can find where I put it. I stored it where I could. Probably can't find it.
So if Sulphur Springs is third now, and if they end up third, I think it looked to me like as things stand now, their by-district opponent would be Kimball, I believe is what I saw.
As it sits right now, Carter is in first place, Lincoln second, Kimball is third, and North Dallas and Pinkston are tied for fourth. But we would be looking at, if we win, we would be the second place team. If we lose to Panther Creek, we'd be the third place team.
Yeah.
So, but it's that same old district, but hopefully it's not Carter for the 12th year in a row.
Right. So Lincoln or Kimball, the likely by-district opponent for Sulphur Springs. Look ahead, but don't want to take for granted, because you got to play Lake Dallas, and then you got to play Panther Creek. Here's the kickoff to start the second half, and the returner for Community bobbles it and then recovers, but only gets out to about the 10-yard line.
At the 9 or the 10, it continues.
So Community will have the ball to start the second half, and we will see what we shall see as to whether the clock is going to just run here in the second.
I'll keep a peek on it, which, what my hope is, we're healthy right now. We run out here, letting some of the reserve get some playing time and stay healthy.
To play a certain number of days or minutes to earn a letter.
I don't know what. I think they're well going to get it if they stay on the varsity.
Used to, you had to earn a certain number of minutes or plays to get that letter.
I'm seeing number 14 at safety, and I know he's not. That says Mason Horn in an old.
First down, it's T. Wilson, who goes off right tackle and cuts back and has a gain up to about the 14-yard line. As we've said, they've had some decent running plays.
Yeah, their only success has been to break it a little bit up the gut. 4 or 5.
Ronte Wilson and Cade Connor, a couple of pretty decent running backs. Snap to Grayson Galloway, the quarterback, firing to the far side and incomplete. Intended for, that was Cade Connor they were going to out there, coming out of the backfield. Surprised by that. I don't think they their top receiver, Cash Ellison, here tonight. I haven't seen him. He had 35 catches for 757 yards and 5 touchdowns.
You miss that. You miss a lot off of this football team, for sure.
We have not seen him tonight. So they go from a spread here, empty backfield, and flip to Ronte Wilson, going to cutting back, and looks like he will have a first down.
Yeah.
Shovel pass.
Nice little play. Get the first down. Again, I think we've already got some reserves in. Nothing against reserves either. They're here to play ball.
Sure. So first down for Community. They've had a few tonight, despite that 51-0 score. And Grayson Galloway in the pocket, throwing to the left side, coming up short to the intended receiver.
I'm going to say if they throw that very often, we're going to have Whisenhunt with a pick six. He just got a little bit of a late start on that one, but he was headed that way.
Once again, they were going for Dylan Testa. They've been trying to get the ball to him all night. He does have 10 catches coming into the game. Here's the 2nd down and 10 play. Hand it to Ronte Wilson. And Wilson bounces outside, now cutting back as he's in the secondary, and he's all the way to the 50-yard line, all the way to the Sulphur Springs 48-yard line. That's the best offensive play of the night.
Best run Zay Godbolt was one of the gang that got him. That's about a 20-some-odd yard run there.
48-yard line.
Yes, indeed.
1st and 10, the community.
I've got that as a 28-yard gain for Ronte Wilson. 1st down Braves at the Wildcats 48-yard line. 51-0 Sulphur Springs. This is the first possession of the 3rd quarter. And again, here's that shovel pass from Galloway to Ronte Wilson between the tackles, and Wilson goes down after a gain of 1 yard or so.
Alex McCormick got him there and had a couple of helpers come in there.
He's a regular for the Wildcats, of course.
But on our defensive line, Jackson Medlock is the only one, the starter, that's in there. The other 2 are in for Truth Holmes and for Trey Pinnell. And that's what I'm hoping we do this half.
Sure.
Down to under 9 minutes. We've got a good clock going with them running.
2nd down and 9 from the Wildcat 47. Play action pass. And Galloway throwing.
There's a pick.
And it is picked off.
Number 14 I've got it as Mason Horn.
I think that's right.
So a good job. And again, if they're going to pass the ball, that's what's going to happen. I mean, they're just not equipped. So.
Well, I see now 14. Did you say? I see Solomon Miller.
Okay, it could be, but on this is out of an old program, and it was Mason Horn, but it has an X on it too. So I don't know for sure which one it is. Let me see if I can find it.
See if we can check on that. But the interception,
definitely number 4, and it's definitely Wildcats ball at the 35 heading out.
Right. Interception for Sulphur Springs at the 35-yard line. I'm going to go with Solomon Miller for the time being on the official Wildcat roster. That's what it says.
Doesn't have it on the internet, so. Don't know. Mystery
From the 35-yard line. Was that the Paris game, the roster from the Paris game?
No, this is from Mount Pleasant.
Okay, I'll go with what I've got there. So here's a gain for the Wildcats up to the 45-yard line.
That should be a Hooten Hardware 1st down, I believe.
And that was a little bubble screen out to Ben Lovelady, who's one of the backup wide receivers.
We've got Keyshawn John in.
Yeah.
And number 11 is Ben Lovelady.
Right.
Carpenter is over here. Still got Jeffrey over at the top up there.
I think Trip McIntyre, who's been out with a high ankle sprain, is in there at center now for Sulphur Springs. Snaps to Mason Cooper, who's, I think Tony just told you, still in the game. There's Keyshawn John up the middle. He bounces outside. There goes Keyshawn John down the sideline. High stepping into the end zone. Keyshawn John, touchdown Wildcats.
Hooten Hardware 1st down, and then again, he went between the tackles, then he cut it out, and it's just a matter of talent level right there. Great run by Keyshawn.
55-yard touchdown run by Keyshawn John, a Wildcat senior. And for Keyshawn, that is his 3rd touchdown of the season. And by far his longest run of the season, 55 yards.
And that was all him when he cut out.
57-0. Extra point here by Rodriguez, up and good. 58-0, Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats football on KSS2. Okay, good.
What grade is Rodriguez?
He's a senior.
Senior, okay. I went and watched JV. I'm going to say something about that because I saw them last night. We've got another kicker coming up.
in points in the year-long battle for the Braves Cup.
And we should tell you that
Tuesday night, right here.
903 Farm and Feed by the railroad track says, way to go Wildcats, for that 55-yard touchdown run by the senior Keyshawn John. I think Keyshawn is an example of the depth that the Wildcats have.
It absolutely is. He's been a victim of numbers. He would be starting on an awful lot of teams, and we're 3 deep and more at the running back with very quality people. So he's just a victim there.
Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. Lands at about the 15-yard line and then goes out of bounds near the 2 over on the far side.
Start at the 2-yard line. Did
he touch it?
He did. He caught it and stepped out of bounds. So it's going to be a 98-yard field. Bless their heart, they
can't get out of their own way.
They can't get out of their own way. That's right. He let it go, thinking it's going to go in the end zone, and it stopped. It might have jumped out of bounds at the 2 and been but he caught it and stepped out. So more of it. Speaking of the kicking game, I went to the JV last night, and with Rodriguez being a senior, the JV kicker, I don't know his name, but he kicked a 23-yard field goal and had plenty to spare. So the kicking game is good and sound in Sulphur Springs.
Wow. Brandon Faircloth told me in our conversation, which some of you may have heard in the pregame show, that the JV team is 6-1 this season. I think he said the freshmen are 4-3. And Galloway in the end zone, hands it off up the middle, and not much there on that first down play from the 2-yard line.
About the same spot's what it looks like to me. Well, our JV needs to be good too, because with such a senior-laden roster this year with 31 minimum seniors, we're going to have a lot of jerseys need filling next year.
That's right. That was Ronte Williams again up the middle for, I guess, no gain, as it turns out.
Yeah, they stayed where they were. Second and 10.
Yeah, I count 33 seniors, Tony. On senior night, I counted 33 anyway.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's a bunch of them.
Second down and 10 from the 2-yard line. 58-0 Sulphur Springs. Here's a direct snap to Ronte Wilson, and he goes off right tackle and cuts it back and has a gain out to about the 12.
First-year coach, not a turnover in the coaching staff, because they just haven't had success here.
I will tell you, I came across this note this week. Community. Here's the snap. And this is a little reverse as Galloway, the quarterback, was going right, then handed off going back to the left to Cade Connor, who gets out to about the 20-yard line. Their last district championship here was in 1936.
Oh, mercy. Bless their heart. But they're out in the middle of nowhere, too. So
1936.
They've got excellent facilities. Their football stadium is smallish, but the field is great. They've got great baseball and softball and basketball.
Yep.
So it's got to be a good community or a good school for their people. 22.
And on this second down and 2 play, that is Ronte Wilson again up the middle. And he charges out over the 30 to about the 31-yard line as Community has moved the ball from their own 2-yard line.
28-yard drive, and they still can barely see midfield.
out to the 31 now.
Yeah.
4:30 to go in the third quarter. 58-0 Sulphur Springs.
But that clock is rolling. That's good. They haven't had to cheat it yet.
Wind still blowing a gale, it seems, from the southeast. Here's that little pitch that they do. It's a shovel pass with the back going from right to left. And that is Cade Connor, who gets out to the 40-yard line.
Keenan Morris on the tackle. That's a name we haven't called very often. He's out on the corner. So again, not a whole lot of starters on the field at this point, so you expect some of this, and that's just fine.
First down for the Braves at their own 40-yard line, having moved from their own 2. Community moving from right to left. They have the wind at their back, and it's considerable wind, as you can hear in our microphones. Here's the handoff to Ron T. Wilson, and he is bottled up and brought down for a loss. 2 or 3 Wildcat tacklers there to meet him before he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. No,
back to the 37.
You said the wind at their back. The wind's at our face. It's just about straight across that field right now.
Right.
And it's keeping on blowing. I guess that's why some of that rain's coming in tomorrow.
I guess it is a predominantly easterly wind. That's north. Yeah, so it's coming somewhat from the southeast, but this is 2nd and 12 after Wilson was dropped for a loss, and he pops through the center and is into the secondary here and still on his feet and down the sideline in front of us to the Sulphur Springs 35-yard line. Big game for Ronte Wilson.
Yep. They got both, knocked him out of bounds, giving the hometown fans a little opportunity to cheer.
28-yard gain by Ronte Wilson.
And the clock is still running, so that's what I was telling you, that you tell your line people, even if they go out of bounds, you wind it. So.
And he did go out of bounds?
He did definitely go out of bounds, so we got a happy clock. So the guys in stripes are helping us out a little bit.
Okay. They gave him the 36 rather than the 35.
Yep.
2 men wide to the left side now. Back comes in motion from right to left, and
then we gave him a delay penalty. Keep that in your pocket. I would have a little discussion with my back judge coming back, saying there will not be any delay penalties right now if that clock's rolling. So, the last time I ran the clock, the coach was kind of oblivious to it till he looked, and the clock was running during a extra point. That's when he got a little irate, and I had to go chat with him.
Here's the snap to Galloway. They give it to Cade Connor. Connor between the tackles, running hard.
Got about 4 of that 5 back.
Gets to the 37-yard line in Sulphur Springs territory. They're still behind
2nd and 11.
Still behind the chains here. Keenan Morris, was it, that made the tackle for the Wildcats?
So this is good to get these guys a half of football.
Sure.
Get them some reps. They're used to getting bloodied up at practice going against the starters all the time. Now they get to be the starters and go after somebody else.
Snap to Grayson Galloway, the quarterback. Handoff coming left. And down to the 30-yard line. That's Cade Connor. Couple of pretty good running backs here for the Braves, really.
They're having some success running around that left side, so it's obvious they got a little more confidence in the left side of the line. It's either a direct handoff or kind of a misdirection where they start out right and kind of just pitch it open, and you got somebody going against the grain.
3rd down and 4 at the Sulphur Springs 30-yard line. Again, there's that shovel pass. And this is Ronte Wilson, who had lined up as a wingback on the right side or in the slot. And they toss it to him going right to left, and he's got a nice gain.
And the clock's still running with the 1st down. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, so we're going to start 4th quarter with a 1st and 10. And an impressive drive for the Community Braves. So
they started at their own
2-yard line.
And they have now driven to the Sulphur Springs 31-yard line. I think all on the ground. Well, these little flip passes.
Yeah, they'll actually count as passes, but
little shovel passes.
I don't agree with that. I do agree with having the safety of dropping it and it goes as incomplete, but I don't like it being passing yards.
58-0 Sulphur Springs going to the 4th quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
So the coach is out there talking to the ref. I don't know if that's the head coach or not.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yes, we have range and here we go. Ellen, getting
Where?
Okay. Allen.
Oh, Allen. Okay.
So either the coach went out there and complained to the officials, or he went. Well, unless there's something, he's still walking, going that way. I hope there's not any lightning coming on.
Oh. Going to the fourth quarter, Wildcats up 58-0 on the Community Braves. Wildcats football brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks.
Referee went and talked to Coach Faircloth as well, so I look for this to probably be 12 minutes of straight clock.
Handoff goes to Cade Connor, going right, and Connor tripped up before he gets back to the line, I believe. Got to put it down at the 21. I guess that was no gain.
They had a holding call. We declined, so it's going to be second down. So that'll get them to where they can go ahead. Again, we need the clock running. And there it goes.
Community starting at their own 2-yard line after the ball went off the hands of one of their return men on the previous kickoff, but they have driven now to the Sulphur Springs 21-yard line. And this is Ronte Wilson going right and cutting back, crossing the line of scrimmage down to about the 17-yard line or so.
Third and 6, looks like.
On the tackle there for the Wildcats, 2 or 3 defenders, but in particular, Preston Nottingham on that tackle.
So now they're running it. They're just running it toward their sideline. So they did that pitch and just flipped it since they're going opposite direction. So they're coming right now.
So this is now 3rd down and 6 for Community from the Sulphur Springs 17. They would love to put some points on the board. Direct snap to Wilson. Wilson going up the middle. Shuffles off to his left a little bit.
A lot of work for maybe 1 yard.
Around the line of scrimmage, or as Tony said, he might have picked up a yard, but it's going to be 4th down at about 5 or so at the 16-yard line. This is the 14th play of the drive coming up for Community.
It's been a nice drive for them. I'm proud for them.
Galloway was out of the game, the quarterback. Now he's back in. They list him at 5'11". I was on the field before the game, Tony. No way he's 5'11".
They might have been with the helmet.
Snap to Galloway on this 4th down and 5 play. He flips it to Connor on the shovel pass. Connor trying to come wide to the right side. And did he pick up the first down? I think maybe he did.
He got inside the 10, so it looks like maybe even the 8.
Gets to the 8-yard line, and that is a 1st and goal now for Community with 9:40 to go in the game. Again, they're going to the right here, and our view is obscured by the press box.
I'm going to watch the monitor.
Good idea. Matt Jansen's video. We have the monitor right in front of us here, but I'm going to stand up and see if I can see past the press box. 1st and goal at the 8. Handoff Ronte Wilson. He's going to score standing up.
Good for them with a 98-yard run, or 98-yard drive there. That's fine.
Ronte Wilson, a sophomore, Tony. That'll be his 5th touchdown of the season.
Okay, he's a good-looking back.
He is.
So if they are young, hopefully they'll get a decent draw next year. Maybe they can get some people out. Hopefully they're buying into the new coach's system and so forth, and give them a little success.
Extra point now is up and good. Place kicker for the Braves puts it through the uprights, and that is, if I can turn my light on here so I can see, Adam Allred is the place kicker with the extra point there for Community. So 58-7, 8:42, and Tony, that clock is still rolling even now.
Yep, that's when it's happening. I had one half in Royce City, I believe. You got to play 24 minutes because it's 2-12s, and we ran a 27-minute from the time we kicked off to third till we walked off the field.
Wildcats football continues after this on KSST.
Sports training, you'll have access to a full indoor turf field. Hit tracks and throw batter, pitching.
Get it back to me as quick as you can. But I mean, obviously let the spot play all the way out.
Right at the road off the field.
Yeah, one spot, yes. It's a 98-yard drive, Tony, in 15 plays.
Well, good for them. So the fans have something to do. Let them get their propers there, and that'll make them happier going back to school tomorrow.
Kickoff, and this is taken at the 29-yard line by
Carpenter.
Yeah, Deacon Carpenter there. Took a fair catch, so Wildcats at their own 29.
Yep, he stuck his hand up right. I'm sure that was some instructions.
Now the clock was running between the extra point and the kickoff. Now that's running again.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes it's hard for the clock operator if you don't have good communication too.
So this game will be over in short order.
Yes, sir.
Here.
We'll do nothing but either quarterback sneak it or hand it off and go up the middle, but still there's that difference in level of talent. So, but
Mason Cooper still the quarterback for the Wildcats. Keyshawn John is in there, running back,
shoes,
who had the 55-yard touchdown run on the last possession. They swing it out. Pass is complete. Short game.
Chester, little swing pass. I didn't think we'd be chunking. It was a safe pass, but I thought we'd be going straight up the gut, but we'll see.
Aiden Chester, senior tight end. I think that's his first catch of the season.
Oh, good. Good on him.
Very conservative play, even though it was a pass.
Yeah.
And it still keeps that clock running.
And it looks like we're going to take the majority where there's 22 seconds on the 40-second clock. So if we're playing nice, we'll take it down ourselves and not snap it till inside 3.
Again, Trip McIntyre, who's missed several games with a high ankle sprain, in there now at center for the Wildcats. They snap it to Mason Cooper. He gives it to Keyshawn John. Going to his right now, cutting back to the left. Now going to take it outside, and Keyshawn all the way to the near sideline, to the 35-yard line. I guess that will be probably no gain.
No gain. They're going to put it straight back on it. He ran out of bounds, and the clock's rolling. So, yep, we're fixing to, which we hear we got some rain in Allen coming our way, so we may get just in that J. Hodge Chevrolet just in time.
Thanks to Jay Hodge for providing the beautiful red Chevy Tahoe in which we made the trip over today, over to Greenville, and then went out on 380 and cut back somewhere on 380 toward Nevada, and I'm not sure how that worked out.
Yeah.
Mason Cooper, and he fires a bubble screen to the far side, and this one is down the sideline, and a big gainer for the Wildcats here to about the 35-yard line.
11, Lovelady.
That's Ben Lovelady, the senior, who makes the catch, and he has a big gain.
We may have a penalty, I don't know. It looks like they're coming back some. Or maybe he stepped out of bounds closer to the 45 instead of getting on down.
A 34-yard gain. I had it, but they're moving the ball back up the field.
Well, now he's moving some more, so I don't know where they're doing.
It will be a first down.
Personal foul.
Face mask. Okay, so I think it stopped.
15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run.
It's going to end up about where he finished up. He must have stepped out of bounds, but had the face mask.
Okay, so we didn't see him step out of.
A Houghton Hardware first down. Well, now he's still going.
I think he got most of that. Yeah,
he did get down to about the 25, and that's where they're going, is to the 10.
Spot the ball, the 11-yard line is Braves territory.
15-yarder from the 25 would have put the 10 on it.
So a huge gain there to Ben Lovelady.
Yep.
We need a parent pickup.
On a bubble screen.
Phone call now, please.
They got the clock back running, and it's going to go under 4 minutes here.
So make that a 38-yard gain to Lovelady, and then the 15-yard penalty added on to it.
And there goes
And on first down, they keep it on the ground. And
John, and they say he stepped out at the 1.
the gain is down inside the 5-yard line to Keyshawn John. He went wide to the right side.
During the line. Holding.
Clock down to
Okay.
4:06 to go. And what did he say?
He got holding. Here's what we go where I've told my line, don't let them score. You can make up a holding call on any play. So that's what's happening, and now they need to tell the clock operator to run the clock. No reason for them to stop it at 4:06. They're being selective. Now it started up.
So a holding call pushes the ball back to the 20-yard line.
Yep. This
Is this a goal-to-go situation?
It is.
Okay, so it is goal to go from the 19. First
Yep.
and goal from the 19.
And I sincerely hope we just run it out. But there again, with Keyshawn, we gave it to him right over center, and he went. And he's
And
doing
off
the
to
same
Keyshawn
thing
John,
again.
and John battling up the middle there, and takes 4 or 5 Community Braves
Yep.
to bring him down inside the 15-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball here. Down to 3:26 to go in the fourth quarter. John
Down
got
to
to the
12-yard
12-yard
line, I think.
12. That's a 17-yard gain there by
Yeah.
Keyshawn John.
So 25-second clock is just at 20 right now. We need to stay in the huddle. We need to do our part now and just get this over with.
58-7 Sulphur Springs. Under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Wildcats up to the line. Mason Cooper in the shotgun. Hands off again to Keyshawn John. Whistles.
False start. That's something that you get when you get some of the reserves in too.
Sure.
So go back 5 and then let's roll that clock again. It's at 2:47. The problem with us trying to be conservative is we got Keyshawn John in the backfield.
Right.
That, I mean,
He's perfectly capable of
yeah,
scoring, really,
you
on
you
any
can
play.
go right up to the line and say, "I'm coming at you this time, y'all am not going to fake you." 15 seconds on the clock, so it's going to get down close to 2 here.
So it's now second down and goal from the 17.
Yeah.
Community Brave Band still raising a ruckus. Play action pass. Mason Cooper throwing over the middle. Caught. Touchdown.
Number 11, Lovelady.
Ben Lovelady, the senior, gets a touchdown, so that's nice.
Yeah, good play. I mean,
Surprised to see him throwing into the end zone here.
Yeah, I really am. That's, people can take it as they want it, and that's fine.
So that is the 6th touchdown pass of the game for Mason Cooper. Now the good thing is that Ben Lovelady, the senior, has not
good-
got to play
good
that
for
much,
him.
and to get a touchdown catch is a nice thing for
Yep.
him. Here's the extra point by Eric Rodriguez, which is good. 65-7, Sulphur Springs.
And the clock's running during the kickoff, so
Yeah.
we may not even have a kickoff.
Wildcats football continues after this on KSST.
Community varsity football team goes on the road next Friday night, 1 week from tonight, 1 week from tomorrow night. Their other game will be at Salina. They play the Bobcats. The Braves will
Yeah,
play
they can drag this out enough, and we won't even have a kickoff.
That will be the senior night game.
Well, they stopped it.
Paris. On November the 7th.
Clock has now been stopped with 1 minute exactly showing, so I suppose we will have a kickoff here. Tony, it had been running. The clock was running between the plays.
It's been intermittent on how they're doing it. Just sometimes a play like that pass gives up interesting banter during the handshake.
Right. Right.
So, and I'm not saying anything. Keyshawn is fixing to score anyway.
So the 17-yard touchdown pass from Mason Cooper to Ben Lovelady. And I'll count again, but I believe that is 6 touchdown passes tonight for Mason Cooper. Kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, high and deep, taken at the 5-yard line, return up the center of the field.
Tripped over his own man, I think.
Across the 20 up to about the 24, 25-yard line goes the Brave returner. So 54 seconds showing on the clock. Wildcats at home next Friday night against Lake Dallas. And it will not be a 65-7 outcome there.
No.
54 seconds remaining in the game.
Lake Dallas, very competitive. And I imagine they still have playoff ambitions.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle between them and Parrish for that 4th spot.
I believe Paris beat them earlier in the season.
I think so.
Did I see that Paris is playing Salina this week?
They are
at Paris.
in Paris.
That could be an interesting game.
And I don't think they're playing. Well, I don't think they're playing till tomorrow.
Here's the pass deep, and it is picked off, I believe, for Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
Once again.
So there's the clock goes running. So hopefully that's the last play of the ball game.
Interception here for Sulphur Springs by Nate Adams, as once again the quarterback for the Community Braves, Grayson Galloway, was trying to go deep, and that is going to be the end of the ball game. They're going to let the clock run here, as we have already had the handshake line that has started here. So the game ends on that interception by Wildcat senior Nate Adams on a deep ball thrown by Grayson Galloway for Community. And the Wildcats win it 65-7 over the Community Braves here in Nevada tonight. And we'll come back and wrap this thing up when Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. Okay, good. Wildcat football brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, 903 Farm and Feed, by the railroad tracks. Also one of our Wildcat sponsors. So 65-7 Sulphur Springs wins this one over the Community Braves here tonight, and was trying to check again on the touchdown passes by Mason Cooper. He had 5 at halftime, Tony.
There was only 2 scores in the second half, so.
And one of those was the pass there near the end to Ben Lovelady. So I guess that is 6 touchdown passes tonight for Mason Cooper.
If that was in fact a pass in that first half, if the coach knew the one we're talking about.
Quinn Harris, so yeah, that was the second touchdown.
But we think it is as of right now. But he did a very admirable job.
I doubt there are many quarterbacks in Sulphur Springs history that have thrown 6 touchdown passes in a game.
Correct.
Now, that's up there. He's got a good arm.
He does.
You know, he throws well.
He just doesn't have the gift of movement that Timmons does, but when he's got time and that line gave him time, he can throw the ball very well and very accurately.
So we'll try to run down the scoring plays for Sulphur Springs as quickly as we can. Jackson Hare, a 9-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0. We believe an 18-yard screen pass to Quinn Harris from Mason Cooper for the second touchdown. Again, our view of that was obscured. We couldn't make it out because of our position here sitting outside the press box. 14-0. 60-yard pass, Mason Cooper to Jackson Virgil. That was on a bubble screen. 46-yard pass on a post from Cooper to Jamorian Jefferson to make it 28-0. Quinn Harris on a post. 36-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to make it 35-0. A safety on the ensuing kickoff. 29-yard touchdown run by Dobson Martin, 44-0 Wildcats. 9-yard touchdown pass from Mason Cooper to Deason Carpenter, slanting in from right to left. 55-yard touchdown run in the second half by Keyshawn John to make it 58-0. By the way, 51-0 at halftime, Sulphur Springs. Community scores on an 8-yard run by Ronte Wilson. And that was at the end of a 98-yard, 15-play drive for the Braves in the fourth quarter to make it 58-7. And then finally, 17-yard touchdown pass, again on a slant in from Mason Cooper to Ben Lovelady, the Wildcat senior. And so 65-7 the final tonight. Wildcats taking care of business against obviously an outmanned Community Brave team.
But the good thing is, at least from our standpoint over here, I don't think there was ever any stoppage of play for any sort of Sulphur Springs injury.
Right.
I don't even think there was any for Community either. Well, there might have been one, but I think he came off pretty quick. But a good job of getting by this trap game, getting through injury-free. Some of the starters got to rest that second half. It's Thursday, so now you have the gift of an extra day getting ready for next week that you really hadn't planned for. But with the supposed rain coming in, we've now gotten what we needed was the win for this week. Nobody hurt, and here we go.
I don't think the Wildcats had any turnovers tonight, did they?
I don't believe so. I think the only thing was we took it.
Cleanly played game. Grayson Hardy had an interception and a fumble recovery for Sulphur Springs.
I think we had 3 total turnovers.
And then we had the interception there at the end by
last play of the game.
By Nate Adams. What turned out to be the last play of the game. So 65-7, the Wildcats win it. And we get ready for the Lake Dallas Falcons next Friday night at Gerald Prim Stadium. It'll be nice to be back in the Bill Bradford press box.
Bill Bradford press box, thank goodness. We can see the whole field.
Oh, man, absolutely. Well, we want to say thanks, of course, to James Terry, our producer in the KSST studios. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. And you'll be able to see this game once again, or maybe, I suppose, more likely for the first time on Channel 18 in the next day or two, and then also on YouTube. And of course, thanks to the great Tony Flippin for his commentary tonight. 65-7, the Wildcats win it on this Thursday night ahead of the weather, we think, over the Community Braves. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say good night from Nevada.